We're headed just a few kilometers up the Panajachel Sololab road to San Jorge La Laguna to take in some marvelous views from the northeastern side of Lake Atitlan, to explore the so-called caves of San Jorge, and to hike through the nature reserve. The trail should return us pretty close to Panas, so we're leaving the motos at home for this one and going to San Jorge in a tuk-tuk or a three-wheeled motor taxi. From San Jorge, we climb to the ridge above the town where we're greeted with the first of many stunning views. It's just a short scramble down the west side of the ridge to find the first of San Jorge's, caves? These cuevas hold religious meaning for the local Mayan who come to hold vigils, light candles, and make votive offerings. Some are quite obvious spectators to these small ceremonies, but Greg and I try to be more subtle with the over-the-shoulder technique. A steep, narrow trail down the other side of the ridge leads us on a hunt for the other two caves that we will discover today. The second, and arguably the only proper cave of the three, is just a few hundred meters on and pretty hard to miss so long as you don't hike with earphones in. From Cave 2, we trudge through the thickly forested hillside and ponder the question of whether Guatemala has poison oak or ivy. In fact, it has the chichicaste plant, which is every bit as unpleasant when the prickly hairs break off in your skin. Eventually, those thoughts are supplanted by the realization that we've lost our way.
I'm not sure that we're actually on the path anymore. Alright, so we ran into what we think was a dead end up there past the cueva. But now, it's looking a little bit better. Dead end. Dead end. Nowhere to go from here.
Eventually we discover what is a nearly imperceptible trail and we reach the third cueva.
This is a cueva. It's a very loose definition of a cueva. A little bit more of like a sort of rock hovel, no? They're certainly not caverns. So I've got a real bone to pick with Jessica here because she's the one that gathered the information about this hike and was pretty clear with me that this was not strenuous, that, you know, running shoes is fine rather than hiking boots. She's got some pretty decently thick trail runners, and I have basically what are barefoot shoes. The other thing that Jessica's very reliable in being unreliable about when she describes whether this is going to be strenuous or not, because in one moment she's saying that this is exercise. You know, you don't need to go to the gym because we're doing this for exercise. But then she wants to just kind of lollygag through it. My definition of exercise is strenuous. So this is where we just came down, and now we think we're in the Reserva Natural.
Once we reach the nature reserve, the trails become quite a bit wider and well-defined. From where we've entered, it's probably no more than a kilometer of trails and suspension bridges to the manicured garden beside the beach. Here we run into our landlord, sunbathing on this sunny Saturday morning. From the beach is a short trek and 2 more bridge crossings to the park entrance just outside Panajachel. We left home at 9 this morning, and after a short stroll, we'll be back home for lunch. It's pretty hard to beat having all this just minutes from your front door.